Good morning to our citizens, our stakeholders, and our partners, just for indulging us this morning as we're looking at day 2 of our CPRs, which is the Clayton Performance Reviews. Dietrich Stanford, I serve as the Chief Operating Officer for the Board of Commissioners. And again, we think it's a privilege and an opportunity for us to engage you into the performances of our respective leaderships in our county departments. Each quarter, we take it upon ourselves to ensure that you have an opportunity to hear from our leadership about the progress as well as some of the challenges they may be experiencing in their respective departments. Today will not be any different. We'll give you an opportunity to hear from our leadership about the things they're doing from their operational plans, the strategic direction, and more importantly, how we're aligning those respective areas with our Board of Commissioners' strategic opportunities. So with that, there's a couple of things that we want to ensure that you as a citizen, whether you're present or you're listening from home, is that at the end of the day, it's important that you give us feedback about how you see we're progressing within the county. If you have any questions, we ask that you go to CPR questions at claytoncountyga.gov. Again, that's CPR questions at claytoncountyga.gov. That will give you an opportunity to interface with the leadership and give us feedback about things that we can continue to improve upon within the county. So with that, we'll go forth and we'll start with our presentations.
Good morning. I'm Major Frank Thomas of the Clayton County Police Department. I'll be presenting the Clayton Performance Review for the 3rd and 4th quarters of 2026 on behalf of Chief of Police, Chief Kevin Roberts. This briefing highlights our progress, our challenges, and our strategic priorities moving forward. The metrics you'll see today reflect not just numbers, but meaningful outcomes for our residents, our officers, and the overall quality of life in Clayton County. Our mission remains consistent: to serve and protect all citizens with excellence. Every initiative we undertake is rooted in professionalism, collaboration, and community trust. Our core values of commitment, honor, integrity, professionalism, and transparency guide every decision our officers make. We currently operate with 532 allocated personnel, including 393 sworn officers, 62 communication staff, and 76 non-sworn employees. This team forms the foundation of our ability to deliver high-quality public safety services. The police department is broken down into 2 branches: field operations and support operations. Field operations is our more forward public-facing command, which involves our uniformed officers and our detectives. The support operations command is comprised of personnel that support the organization's entire mission. Support operations command has our E911 communications division, our logistics and operation division, which handles our supplies and resources, support services division, which is our animal control unit, community affairs, protective services, and our chaplains. And then our administrative division, background and recruiting, our training, and our Titan unit, targeted investigations through analysis of networks, and also our real-time crime center, also known as RTCC. Our goals are aligned with the county's established strategic pillars. These include communication and image, economic opportunity, professional growth management, fiscal responsibility, and quality of life. To support these pillars, the department focuses on 4 key goals: reducing and preventing crime, expanding community engagements, supporting professional growth for our employees, and enhancing overall quality of life for our residents. Each goal connects directly to measurable outcomes you'll see throughout this presentation. One of our primary objectives under communication and image is increasing community engagement. This year, we set a modest target of 3% growth in social media and community interactions. We far exceeded that goal, reaching a 172.8% increase in total engagements compared to our fiscal year 2025. This growth was driven by major increases in social media posts, neighborhood events, HOA meetings, and special details. These results reflect stronger relationships, improved transparency, and greater community involvement in public safety. Reducing stolen vehicles is a major focus area because it affects both economic opportunity and quality of life. In fiscal year 26, we saw a 10% increase in recovered stolen vehicles, and more significantly, a 31.5% reduction in stolen vehicles overall. While quarter 3 showed a slight decrease in recoveries, the overall annual trend is strong, especially with the substantial rebound in quarter four. These results demonstrate effective use of technology through our real-time crime center, strong investigative follow-through, and proactive policing strategies that directly benefit residents and businesses alike. Under the fiscal responsibility pillar, maintaining a stable workforce is essential. Our vacancy rate continues to decline, showing success in recruitment and retention. We've moved from an average of 20.5% in fiscal year 23 to 11.4% in fiscal year 25, and now at 10.5% in fiscal year 26. Remaining below the 15% target means improved coverage, fewer overtime pressures, and better staffing across our multiple units. This stability strengthens community service and operational readiness. Professional development is vital for building leadership, improving service delivery, and preparing officers for career progression. This year, sworn personnel completed 165 higher level certifications, which was a 44.7% increase over the last fiscal year. We saw major growth in intermediate and advanced certifications and continued movement in our supervision and management tracks. These achievements show a strong commitment to professional excellence and signal that our workforce is becoming more skilled, better prepared, and capable of handling complex policing challenges. Improving quality of life requires reducing life-threatening incidents on our roadways. This year, we achieved significant reductions across both pedestrian fatalities and fatal vehicle collisions. Pedestrian deaths dropped from 17 to 12, a 29% decrease. And we only actually had 4 in the last 2 quarters, quarter 3 and quarter 4. Fatal collisions dropped 38 to 16, which is a 58% reduction in the fiscal year. These improvements are the result of targeted enforcement, enhanced traffic strategies. Fewer fatalities means safer streets, and stronger public confidence. Our first major operational priority is leveraging technology, specifically our real-time crime center capabilities, to reduce, solve, and prevent crime. Technology-driven policing increases safety, attracts new residents, and makes Clayton County more competitive for business growth. Our second priority is retaining experienced personnel. Experienced officers reduce training costs, improve response quality, and provide continuity in critical skills that cannot be developed overnight. Strong staffing directly contributes to higher service quality and improved community satisfaction. We continue to face challenges in retaining experienced personnel. Compensation remains a major concern, and when pay does not match job complexity, it becomes difficult to recruit and even more difficult to retain skilled staff. Limited allocated positions and denied requests for new positions lead to increased workloads and skill silos, creating single points of failure. There's only been an increase of 7 positions in the last 19 years. To solve these issues, we recommend evaluating workload overtime, offering competitive compensation, reinstating merit increases, and developing progressive career paths. Another challenge is the infrastructure. The Peace Officer Standards and Training Council mandated expanding academy hours from 408 to 784. This requires additional space to prevent staffing shortages. Academy expansion is underway to support overlapping training cycles without impacting sworn personnel availability. Succession planning ensures continuity in leadership across critical roles such as our precinct commanders, division commanders, specialized units, our aviation unit, SWAT team, bomb squad, dive teams. We continue to develop future leaders through structured programs like Gateway, LEADA, Command College. Additionally, supervisory certificates, cross-functional experience, and focused coaching prepare our rising leaders for advanced responsibilities. Our Gateway program, it's an internal roadmap designed for the employee to excel. If an employee strives for a particular position, the Gateway shows them the minimum requirements for that job, the recommended training and experience they need for that job, and a mentoring program for ways to succeed in that position. LEADA is an FBI program, Law Enforcement Executive Development Association. It offers continuing education, management training, and executive development for law enforcement leaders. You have command staff at Columbus State, where attendees finished with a master's in public safety administration. And then we have supervisory certificates from our county HR department. Our culture emphasizes employee engagements and continuous improvement. Efforts such as employee surveys, departmental events, and commendations maintain positive morale and transparent communication. Beginning January 2026, the Resolution Committee meets quarterly to address departmental challenges, and makes actionable recommendations to the chief. This provides the chief with different perspectives on the issue from different levels. A particular issue may affect a patrolman differently than it affects a lieutenant or a captain. Cross-department collaboration remains strong. In 2025, our Real-Time Crime Center assisted us in 868 events and supported external agencies in 654 additional events. This partnership is vital to countywide public safety effectiveness. Our future initiatives focus on long-term infrastructure technology and workforce development. Our short-term goals of E911 site enhancement is placing a glass wall in our 911 center to separate the training room from the 911 operators currently working. This allows them insight into the daily operations while training as new 911 operators. Our other short-term goal is our NIBIN database. That's a National Integrated Ballistics Information Network. This will enhance our investigative efforts where firearms are used in the county, allows comparison of spent shell casings and projectiles. We've already purchased it. It's on its way. We're just waiting for it and the training for the employees to put it in service. Our long-term goals, 3 to 5 years out, is our E911 backup location. E911 is located at our headquarters building. An off-site location will allow for continuity services to the citizens should we encounter any technology issues or otherwise. We've had incidents happen where we had to shut it down before. We also have the Real-Time Crime Center location. This will allow this asset to grow. Again, we're doing more with less. We currently have 3 to 4 officers in a small office. And with an extended footprint, we could provide even more real-time intelligence to our officers in the field. Department Wellness Program. Employees in public safety see traumatic events daily. We have partnered with Kennesaw State to create a wellness program. We're also utilizing our peer support program to help officers cope with these traumatic events. Drone is first responders. We're securing grant funding. We're partnering with Quick Trip, reference drone deployments. These initiatives will improve continuity of operations, enhance officer resilience, modernize our capabilities, and elevate service to our community. In summary, fiscal year 2026 reflects substantial progress in crime reduction, community engagement, workforce development, and operational improvements. Stolen vehicles decreased 31.5%, fatal collisions dropped 58%, community engagements grew dramatically, and we maintained a vacancy rate below 15%, all while completing 165 higher-level certifications. These achievements demonstrate commitment, discipline, and forward-focused leadership across the department. Looking ahead to FY27, our priority is securing funding needed to sustain and expand our progress, investing in our people, technology, and long-term public safety infrastructure. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Keith Rowling, and I'm the Interim Director of the Department of Transportation and Development. I'm not going to bore you by reading this slide. To paraphrase, our department is here to help maintain the quality of life for all our citizens through planning, constructing, maintaining, and operating the county road system for all users. You can see here our 3 main categories of service. Currently, we employ 104 men and women in 6 different divisions using the leadership you see here. There are 3 of these 8 positions that are vacant. For the department overall, we have 55 vacancies. This leads me to our first goal, professional growth and development, which ties into our main effort that is constantly on my mind. Recruiting staff in this employee-driven climate is difficult. Retaining employees is even more so. While we gained 9 new hires, we also lost 9 employees. This is a retention rate of 94.3% of the employees that we have. With a high turnover rate, we must train and train and train. We exceeded our goal by a factor of 2. Now, our landfill is tracking numbers of tons of trash disposed. Basically, we handle what we are brought. We do have 2 locations for recycling, and we track those numbers as well. Our capital improvements address quality of life. The quality of life strategic pillar. We have them separated into 2 categories, pedestrian safety and roadway improvements. I will take a deeper look into these, a couple of these. The pedestrian projects are in the design phase. We had planned on a couple of these being in construction, but they have been delayed, waiting on information from our partners that also use our right-of-way. Of note, there is a drop in the design status of Flat Shoals sidewalk project due to the site meeting that was held with the team determining a need for a scope change and an increase in work. Similar issues with both of these projects. Again, waiting on information. Has the design stalled? The Terra Boulevard concept report was approved by GDOT and the full scope was solidified, so there's more work to be done, and thus the graph breaks and starts again. These 2 are our main construction projects. We completed the 2025 resurfacing for a total of 25.3 miles of roadway. Shown here, we are just starting the 26 resurfacing project in June, resurfacing 24 miles, and it should be completed in December. Also, we have a federally funded resurfacing to start soon with 5 more miles of resurfacing. The Battle Creek Road project, Battle Creek Mount Zion Road widening project, has been delayed by utility relocations. Hopefully this will pick up later this summer. The construction projects are funded primarily through state and federal grants, with SPLOST money being used as matching funds. We recently started the installation of turn lanes on at the Mount Zion primary and elementary schools, which is fully SPLOST funded. Earlier when I talked about our mission statement, I mentioned planning. We were awarded a grant from Atlanta Regional Commission, this was federal funding dollars, federal planning dollars, I should say, to update our comprehensive transportation plan. The first round of public outreach has been completed and the list of projects is near completion. The planning will also provide a local road safety plan and an updated master trails plan. I'm only focusing on 3 of our challenges here. As you can see, as I mentioned earlier, delays on projects continue. We anticipate these delays will reduce with the recent code rewrite. With staff shortfalls, we have a few people trying to address the capital projects while also focusing on the routine maintenance of roadways. By the way, when I say roadways, I'm talking not just about the pavement, but also the signs, striping, sidewalk, and traffic signals. One of our new challenges took effect in July. One is Senate Bill 447, placing stringent time constraints on our plan review and permit processing times. I'm showing this chart again. What you don't see here is a second and third tier leadership positions that are vacant. We have 2 in traffic engineering, 3 in engineering services, and 4 in field services. The traditional lines of succession are broken. Thus, the focus on training and training and training. With limited training budget, though, we look for other means. We have used Georgia and Florida LTAP programs. That's local technical assistance programs that is free to us. So, we recently received an internal audit report addressing our fuel supply system. This brought out several opportunities for improvement. We are working through documentation and operational process improvements, and we will have revised SOPs developed in October. Oops. Our future initiatives, we have our freight cluster plan is being processed by Central Services for a consultant selection by the first part of next year. We are working on preparations for our transportation funding from the 27 SPLOST program, primarily as matching grant funds. We're striving to form a culture where people want to come to work. In summary, we continuously strive to deliver the best for our citizens. This past 2 quarters, we were able to secure an additional $5 million in grant funding with our local road assistance from the state and our connector trail design and the additional Terra Boulevard design federal funding. We're also working on the local maintenance improvement grant application, which is state money for our 2027 paving season. And thank you for your attention, and I hope you have a great day.
Good morning, Clayton County. My name is Guillermo Mendoza. I'm the Director of Building and Maintenance. Within some of our department overviews, our mission statement is Clayton County Building and Maintenance supports the vision and mission of Clayton County government by managing, maintaining, improving county-owned and operated facilities-related infrastructure and SPLOST programs. Some of our key services include the condition of the current facilities and improving them in order to provide the employees and public a safe, healthy, and attractive environment. This department is responsible for the plumbing, lighting, HVAC, electrical, painting, safety, security, and renovation of buildings of approximately 3.5 million square feet. Some of our strategic pillar alignments for our department are going to be as follows. Professional growth, which was our OSHA 10 initiative to be able to make sure everyone in our department is OSHA 10 certified. Fiscal responsibilities include competitive bid practices, economic opportunities include energy performance and solar panel rebates. Our communication and image is collaborative community engagement initiatives. Some of our quality of life alignments are facility functionality. The staffing overview for our departments as follows. The operation and maintenance side is led by myself, an assistant director of the facilities manager, executive assistant, service managers, and technicians. The planning, design, and construction side of the house is, again, led by myself, my assistant director, executive assistant, construction project managers, project manager, or project production manager, and 3 inspectors. Some of our department performance management is going to be as follows. Our target hours for callback is going to be 50. We're bringing it down currently, we are at 53. The target for material receipt to pickup, that means when the techs actually receive and pick up the material, is 5 days. Right now, we're currently at 7 days, I believe. The retention rate for our department, my goal is 95% retention. That means all our employees stay within our department at 95%. Our current is 89%. This will fluctuate and move around as we go throughout the year. The approved to start work orders, this means when the work order is received on our department and it is approved, our target is 5 days, and we're currently on target for that. Some of our operational plans and strategic alignments is going to be professional growth. Through Q3 and Q4, the Building and Maintenance Department provided numerous opportunities. This included the OSHA training program and leadership development initiatives, and some comprehensive and safety programs. For economic opportunities, Building and Maintenance actively participates in solar energy rebate programs and energy performance initiatives to improve operational efficiency. Quality of life events for our department. The Building and Maintenance Department is responsible for maintaining county facilities that provide essential services to Clayton County residents. The facilities include police departments, fire stations, senior services centers, parks and recreation facilities. By ensuring these buildings remain safe, functional, and the department supports uninterrupted delivery and critical services for the community. Some of our challenges within this department and proposed solutions are as follows. Staffing. One of the root cause is the exponential growth of the county. The impact will be decreased facility support, longer response time. The solution on my end would be a staffing trigger. It is a policy that is currently in creation on my end. Another challenge for me is expanded square footage. New facility growth outpaces current resources within my department. The impact would be also deferred maintenance. The solution on that end would be a policy creation that aligns with the growth of the county, and that is also in progress. For succession planning and leadership, the critical roles within my department are going to be my Assistant Director of Operations and Maintenance, my Assistant Director of Plan, Design, and Construction, and Facility Administrative Manager. We currently do successor planning and mentorship. We provide on-hand exposure to critical operations, develop a successor thorough mentorship. Through mentorship, cross-functional experience, and increased responsibility, we build institutional knowledge. The leadership development for my department goes as follows: leadership development courses and professional training, opportunities to participate in complex projects, and strategic decision making. One of the things that I come from a heavy line of construction, and my knowledge comes based off commercial construction services. And I've always told people, it is fundamental that you have a blueprint. A blueprint gives you what you need to provide that stability, that control, the way up for the building, and that's what I'm providing to this county and to this department for future growth and leadership succession. Culture and continuous improvement for our department. We come in and do a lot of employee engagement efforts within our department, particularly with lunch and learns with our vendors to come in and share practices, procedures, and keep them up to date with proper ways and methods to perform facility maintenance. Process improvements initiatives on my end would be providing standard operating procedures for standardization. When I come into this department and look at items that need to be addressed, let's make sure to address them doing a standard operating procedure so it is standardized and we're not going all over the place. Also, we participate in cross-departmental collaborations, which includes job fairs, senior center facilities, board collaborations, and ribbon cutting events. What the future holds for us is going to be a lot of safety training. I want to ensure that everybody is aware of what I'm coming from when it comes to safety training. Again, I've already performed OSHA 10 development within our county. I'm actually training one of the assistant director to be able to be a trainer when it comes to forklift certification, more mobile elevator work platforms, and that's going to align with the strategic pillar of professional growth. The other one's going to be a streamlined admin process, which includes new SOPs, new hires for workers' compensation and vehicle loss notifications. The other one is going to be the big one, the reorganization. This is a 10-year initiative that I presented back in July that will secure and ensure that we have employee retainage, adequate work-life balance, built-in succession planning, and appropriate maintenance response. A couple of department story summaries are going to be as follows. Some of our major accomplishments were going to be the safety training for all the employees, which is critical to my department, installation of modular facilities, standardized attendance policy, and new hire SOPs. The priorities for 2027 for my department will be departmental growth, revenue enhancement initiatives, and essential succession planning and development. And with that, I appreciate you and have a great day.
I didn't need these 10 years ago. Good morning. Before I get started, I wanted to acknowledge my family. My wife at home, she would just die if I said her name on TV, so I won't say it. But my daughter, Malin, my 9-year-old, she eats it up. So Malin, Daddy's here working hard for you, okay? I am Matthew Hutcherson, your Interim Chief Information Officer for the Department of Information Technology. The mission of Information Technology Department is to build a solid, comprehensive technology infrastructure, maintain an efficient and effective operational environment, and deliver high quality and timely services. We roughly have 9 divisions and 70 to 84 employees that service our great county. Key services and functions. We provide end-user support, network and infrastructure services, cybersecurity and risk, applications and system support, data management and record systems, digital equity and inclusion, web development, communications, and first responder services, just to name a few. Departmental performance. In quarters 3 and 4, we remain on track with the scanning of paper to digital records. We continue to expand our audiovisual presence as we are supporting more events than ever before. Our cybersecurity campaign is a huge success as we continue to teach what not to click on. The department continues to promote educational needs of growing technology by providing skill set trainings for our staff and allowing personnel to attend crucial technical conferences. Our support teams continue to rise to the ever-growing demand of technical services. Our county websites are operational almost 100% of the time, a glowing testament of the work provided by our web development team. Operational plans and strategic alignment. We're in the process of updating the county's police and sheriff vehicles with new laptops. The department has begun working on updating the technology in the public use areas of our recreation and senior centers. The technology of the refresh of the county continues to move forward. Challenges and proposed solutions. With the approval of 40 to 60 new emergency personnel, it brings with it the added challenge of providing equipment to these newly approved positions. For example, a single radio alone can cost upwards of $7,000. We are searching for creative ways to provide these needs. Another challenge we have are aging radios and emergency vehicles. Most of this equipment has been in use since 2014. Traditionally, equipment for a new vehicle is taken from the old vehicle. However, it has been difficult to outfit our new vehicles because of old and damaged equipment. Again, we're searching for creative ways to solve this problem. Warranty expiration is another hurdle that we face, as an installation vendor typically covers components on a vehicle for 3 to 5 years. After that, the county becomes responsible for those repairs. Fortunately, our team has found that often manufacturer warranties on components such as light bars can be up to 10 years. The team then reaches out to those manufacturers directly for replacements, saving the county a great deal of money in replacement parts. This year, our digital equity team hosted a STEM program for the county's youth that involved the technology of race cars. The students had the opportunity to study real-time race cars up close, visit the motor speedway, and design and test models of their own. Great job to those Clayton County students. The technical training of our staff and citizens is an increasing cornerstone for the county. This year's attendance reached the 1,000 mark, and over 100 laptops were given away to our citizens. As I touch on succession planning and leadership development, this year, with the help of our Georgia GEMIS partners and the University of Georgia, go Dogs, we have members of our team that have enrolled in an 18-month Chief Information Officer program that will provide future leadership opportunities. The replacement of our criminal justice system is on track. An RFP for the jail management system is currently in process. I'm grateful for the efforts of our public safety team and the central services team. The department continues to work on ADA compliance. We will begin departmental training starting September 1st. The county's new chatbot will be coming to a web page near you. The department is really excited as we move forward into the future. Our story. We have a staff member that was recognized by GMIS International as the 2026 Rising Star of the Year. Hats off to Chandler White. In addition, Takia Thomas and her team were recognized as the 2026 Visionary Digital Inclusion Trailblazers. Say that 10 times. Great job to that team and to all those teams in the Department of Information Technology that show up and show out every day. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Linda Boswell, the Grants Administrator for the Office of Grants Administration. Our department overview. The Office of Grants Administration is responsible for overseeing funding from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, known as HUD, which includes Community Development Block Grant, Home, CDBG, ESG, and all from the U.S. Treasury grants, as well as providing assistance to county departments with navigating the grant process and tracking. The Office of Grants Administration consists of a total of 8 staff. Our strategic pillar alignment aligns with the fiscal responsibility and quality of life. Our strategic goal, increase home ownership, which aligns with the strategic pillar of quality of life. The purpose of the program is to assist first-time eligible home buyers or families with the purchase of a home in the county by providing down payment assistance. Our KPI was conduct the home buyer education workshops. We had planned to conduct 2, and we actually conducted 3, and we were on track. And with our down payment assistance program, the workshops, 170 participants attended. Out of that 170, 31 actually became homeowners, of which 7 were Clayton County employees. Our next strategic goal is to improve housing conditions through our home repair program. This aligns with the quality of life pillar. The purpose is to provide home repairs to eligible Clayton County homeowners. Our KPI is to assist eligible homeowners with home repair services. Our goal was to do 28. However, we were only able to do 9 who were primarily seniors, and we were off track because federal funding ran out. And as you can see, what this program does. There was a homeowner, she was 80 plus years old. She came to us, very limited income. It was raining in her house because she needed a new roof, and we were able to put a new roof on her home. Our next operational plan and strategic alignment, conduct application workshops, and the purpose is to award U.S. Department of HUD grant funding. Our fiscal responsibility, KPI, conduct the application workshops. Our goal was to conduct 3 technical assistance and public hearing workshops. We were successful. We completed all 3, and we were on track. And out of the workshops, that resulted in 316 total virtual attendees, with $15,391,180 total funding requested. Of that, 64 applications were received, 16 were county departments, 9 applications from the cities, that means 1 city submitted 2 applications, and 39 were from nonprofit organizations. Our operational plan and strategic alignment. The Office of Grants Administration's FY26 priorities support the countywide goals and strategic pillar of priority number 1, effective management of federal grant funds. Our expected outcomes and impact. Well, we want to remain consistent with operational efficiency of following federal regulations and timely expenditure of funding, of meeting the timeliness test in order to continue to receive grant funding. What's critical about this is if we do not meet this standard, that results in our 27 allocation being reduced. And we don't want more, we want less. We don't want less, we want more. Our priority number 2, timely submitting the annual action reports. Our expected outcomes and impacts. We ensure compliance with submitting the mandatory annual action plan. If we do not submit this document timely, that means Clayton County will not receive U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development funding. So we make sure that we align with this alignment. Our operational plans and strategic alignment. Well, effectively manage HUD grants, which aligns with the fiscal responsibility strategic pillar. Our purpose is to make sure that we comply with HUD's reporting regulations. Our KPI was to prepare and submit the action plan timely. Our goal was to have it done by May 15th, and guess what? Not only did we have it done, we had it done ahead of the schedule. The BOC approved it on the 21st of April, and we were much ahead of that May 15th deadline, so we were on track. Also, our timeliness test that determines whether or not we will continue to get the funding was met on April 22nd, ahead of the May 15th deadline. And our challenges and proposed solutions. Well, our challenge is uncertainty of receiving grant funds, which causes some disruption. But the solution in dealing with that is we conduct a thorough review of each grant awarded to identify which awards that may be at risk of reduction or termination based on the county's priorities. Also, there is a potential of having to suspend programs and services. Now, that's a severe disruption. So, if that happens, we communicate with the county leaders, subrecipients to mitigate actions such as suspending projects, programs, and services. Succession planning and leadership development. The purpose is to identify a plan to identify future leaders. The Office of Grants Administration framework for succession planning is tied to staff development, which includes identifying critical roles early and the successors. We use performance data and observation to spot potential successors. We train. We create an individual development plan to identify skills, gaps, sets for development goals. Also, our leadership development activities. We pair emerging leaders with current experienced leaders to encourage clear and ethical communication and provide continuous mentoring and evaluation through job shadowing. And also, one of my key reference guides as it relates to succession planning has been this book called The Carrot Principle. It has been in my library for about 15 to 18 years now. It is a good read, and I do recommend it for anyone who's dealing with succession planning. Also, our culture and continuous improvement. We maintain an open door communication in our office. We practice active listening and provide incentive-based recognition. We engage staff to be involved in the decision-making process. And one thing that we do, we consistently cross-train. We have a training session conducted in the office once a week to cross-train. Our future initiatives. As I say, prepare and submit the 2025 CAPER report. That's the annual report that must be submitted to HUD, and it must not only be submitted but approved. That is due September 30th, 2026, and it aligns with the fiscal responsibility pillar. Also, we're about to plan and prepare and submit the 5-year 2028-2032 consolidated plan. The timeline for that is May 15th, 2027, and the expected outcome is to be approved by HUD to maintain the county's eligibility status to receive HUD funding. Our long-term is to review our cooperation agreements between the county and the cities of Forest Park, Jonesboro, Riverdale, Lovejoy, Morrow, and Lake City to continue their participation with the county's Community Development Block Grant Program. The timeline for that is August 31st, 2027, and our expected outcome is, of course, to have it approved by HUD for the county's continuation of the requalification process. Our department story. The Office of Grants Administration has expended during these 2 quarters we're talking about, excuse me, $3,174,928. The funds were spent on improving Clayton County facilities such as countywide parks, libraries, senior centers, small business incubator. Also develop and construct affordable housing. Increase and improve home ownership through our down payment assistance program, senior home repair. We assist in the homeless prevention services. We funded nonprofit agencies to provide services to Clayton County citizens, such as shelter operations, youth services, senior services, fair housing, community outreach, and of course, warming centers. We fund Clayton County cities of Forest Park, Lake City, Morrow, Lovejoy, Riverdale, and Jonesboro to assist in improving their parks, facility renovations, and making streets safer. The 2027 priorities include continued focus on implementing grant-funded projects and the succession plan. Also, as part of our department story, as you've heard before, we've done a lot, but there's one particular agency I want to bring reference to. This organization's director has a passion to work with children of deprived homes and educational limitations because, in his words, he says, "I strive to be the person I needed when I was young." This is a flag football program for girls that we were proud to fund, and also it is an after-school tutoring program. And with that, the program also came out in the Clayton News Daily newspaper yesterday, which speaks exactly to the same program. So we're proud. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Fong Nguyen. I am the Deputy Chief Resilience Officer and also the Deputy Director for Clayton County's Office of Resilience and Emergency Management. So our mission is to basically protect the people of Clayton County, safeguard critical infrastructures, strengthen Clayton County before, during, and after major disasters. We also coordinate with our local departments such as building and maintenance, transportation development, police department, fire department, sheriff's department, just to make sure that we're all operating on the same sheet of music during major disasters. How do we do this? Well, our key services functions are, we obviously deal with preparedness. Actually, if you look on the image, you'll see that it says mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. That's actually the emergency management cycle that we always operate in. Preparedness is prepare the citizens of Clayton County through training, classes, whatever we have that we can offer to the community. Response, we coordinate with our jurisdictions such as, like I said before, police department, fire department, sheriff's department, and building and maintenance, transportation development, senior services, everybody, we all work on the same sheet of music whenever major disasters happen. Mitigations to reduce risk and protect people of Clayton County by upgrading infrastructures, getting grants and things like that. Recovery is to support the community after any major disasters. Resilience is to build stronger and more sustainable communities. Training and exercise, this is a big part of our office as well, is we train a lot of people, and you'll see those numbers in a few minutes. We have our training and exercise officer in the back, and she's done a phenomenal job. We'll get you some of the numbers, and it's going to be pretty mind-blowing how our office is able to train so many people. Grant funding, we're working on multiple grants right now. We have a $1.8 million grant that we're at 30% completion with the design and engineering. We also have a $24 million, which is the second phase that we're going to try to repair some of the infrastructure that you'll see in a few minutes. Community engagement, such as just education, connecting and empowering the community. And then partnerships, we collaborate with our local, state, and federal government to ensure that we get resources as we need whenever something bad happens. This is our organizational chart. As you can see, Chief Vasquez is our fierce leader. He is currently protecting the homeland right now at another location. I am the Deputy Chief Resilience Officer. And then you'll see to the right, which is Ms. Jermaine Freelot. She's our office manager. Jamie Carlington, she's sitting in the back right now, but she's our crisis communications officer. And under that, we have under my direct supervision, it's going to be Ms. Kennedy Jones, which is our risk response coordinator. Ms. Shalita Broomfield is our training exercise officer. Jonathan Betts, he's our GIS coordinator. And then we have a student intern who is has been our intern for a while. She's great, and I would implore some of the departments that may have full-time jobs that she could come and work for, but she's superb in our office. All right, our first strategic goal was quality of life. As you can see, this is a picture of Southern Regional while it's underwater up Riverdale Road. Our job is to review and update, implement the county's emergency operations plan, also known as the LEOP. Ms. Shalita Broomfield took this project on about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and we finally completed it. We were at 85% completion, on track in Q3. Q4, it was adopted by the board. Our next strategic goal is quality of life as well, and it's to enhance and monitoring the county's critical infrastructure. Critical infrastructures are the ones that you see to the right, which are energy, communications, food, groceries, a lot of these things like transportation, a lot of these things we have in the county, and we are extremely lacking because we are looking for that Homeland Security officer position. We've asked for it for 3 years straight, and we have not been able to fulfill it. But this person will literally be coordinating with the police and fire marshal's office to go and check on these critical infrastructures, make sure that they're up to date, they have all the securities that they need for that location. I'll give you an example. In 2019, we have a strategic stockpile that's located in Forest Park. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but essentially it serves as the primary location for all prescription medications, any medications that are distributed to the southeast portion of the United States. We did some assessments at that location. We found out that they were, the security was subpar, and FEMA came in and upgraded that facility to make sure that it's up to par. So this is a very important position, and we're trying to fill it. Hopefully we'll get it in the next fiscal year. Our next strategic goal is also quality of life, is securing the hazardous mitigation and sustainability grant. As mentioned before, we have completed 50% and we're on track. And now we're at 75% and we're on track. This is the engineering design of the $1.8 million grant to fix this location. And again, the next phase is going to be the $24 million grant that will be able to fix this location. Another portion of our aspect of our office that we deal with is, again, this is strategic goal 4, quality of life, continue and implementation and coordination of the land review committee. Our job is to basically get all the land review committee together, get the information, and then give it to the COO's office. These are all the parcels that people want to either offload to the county, or we're trying to offload to any individuals that may be interested in purchasing it. Strategic goal 5, which is professional growth, train Clayton County employees and citizens to prepare for a crisis. This is where our numbers have really exploded in training exercise. Ms. Shalita, again, she's going to be our training exercise officer. In Q3, we were able to get 246 people in Clayton County, personnel. This could be citizens, this could be employees, businesses that want to have any training from our office. And then in Q4, we had 391, which is a good bit of people. And so this training could consist of stop the bleed, active shooter. We had a lithium battery class. There was 2 different classes, but it was like class 1, and then you have to complete that to get the second class. We also deal with ICS classes, where it's incident command system that police and fire operate on, and then obviously other classes that individuals in the county that may want. For example, I know that T&D requested some classes. We could definitely offer some of those classes as well that the state could offer for free, so you don't have to pay for any of it. All right, our strategic goal number 6 is quality of life and communication and image. Is improve citizens' quality of life by regularly addressing their concerns and flooding. In Q3, we had 2, and in Q1, we only had 1 complaint. And as I think Park and Recreation Center said, hey, during these last few months, we have a lot of rain and a lot of things were canceled. Well, the opposite happened for us. Usually when it rains a lot, when it's flooding, people call us. But you can see these numbers are actually kind of low. Usually we have 10, 12, and the numbers have gone down because I believe it's really our office has been educating people to say, hey, this is what we can help with, this is what we can't, this is what we can offer, and things like that. So education to me is very important in this situation. It's just to be able to show people where they need to go to get the information. So our operational plan and strategic alignment. Obviously, we want to review and implement the county's emergency operations plan, which it's a living document. It's always going to be changing, but we have the basic down and everything we need. We want to strengthen public safety and community resilience, improve service delivery and operational readiness, and enhance community confidence and engagement and trust. We're still going to be training employees, citizens, so we're going to have a lot of classes that people can take. And it could really help out in your organization. If you don't have the funds to send people to training, we could actually get some of the training into the county, and we just need the numbers. So it has to be, I believe, 20 or more people in one class before we could have the class. So this could be federal classes that come, and even institute classes such as the Texas engineering classes that they want to come to Clayton County, they can. Want to obviously improve or increase the employees' readiness and confidence, leadership capacities, empower citizens through education, and then support long-term resilience and continuous improvement. Continue. Obviously, we want to improve citizens' quality of life by regularly addressing their concerns. This is important. As I mentioned before, the best way to really improve a lot of these concerns, or just it's education, just teaching them or just giving them the right information, and they usually will understand where they need to go. Because every time, if something happens that's not fire or police related, they don't know who to call. And oftentimes it's really our office that tries to handle that. So we want to strengthen transparent communication with the residents, which we use Code Red. If you guys did not know, this is something we use where we push out information. If something really bad happens, we want to be able to push information out. It's almost, if you ever use any mass notification system, this is what it does. Increase visibility of county services and success, and reduce misinformation, improve public understanding. That's important. The challenges that we face is obviously our inability to secure federal, state, and local grant fundings. Sometimes we're going to go after the grants. If it's a grant that we see out there that we qualify for, we're going to go after them. But sometimes they don't always pan out the way they need to be. But some of the grants that we are currently working on is some CDBG funds or congressional directed spending funds to fix up Judy Lane. We also noticed that after the $24 million or the $24 million, the second phase of the hazard mitigation plan that we're working on, we may need more funding for the southern part of the Upper Riverdale Road. So you have the northern part where it goes from the Upper Riverdale Road all the way to the airport, and then everything south of that. That's going to be the next big grant that we're going to try to go after. And then we're going to also develop shovel-ready projects, which is going to be the engineering and design. And then one of the things is hopefully we'll be able to get that Homeland Security officer position so that we can start the critical infrastructure and key resource team up and be able to check some of these locations and ensure that they're safe, and see if we get funding for those locations as well. All right, so regarding succession and planning leadership development, our office has several expertise that are not linked together, essentially. So we have, for example, our GIS technical coordinator, our community risk response officer, training officer. Everybody has their expertise. So it's very difficult for everybody to understand what everybody does. So what we are trying to do, our proposed solution, is to actually provide all the staff to obtain their certification in emergency management, to be a certified emergency manager, essentially, and so we could start having a progression plan in our office. Structure projects to include primary and alternate managers to cross-training purposes. And then solution for leadership is ORS has ensured that departmental leadership has all certifications and licenses necessary for continuity of operations, review of jobs description, ensure the requirements follow the department's comprehensive and strategic plan. Culture and continuous improvement. Obviously, we love cross-training. Right now we're trying to work with some of our employees to go and get drone certification through the state and just to be drone pilots. So we want to collaborate closely with county departments and leadership to drive updates and local operations plan. Continue to build stronger partnerships with our local emergency planning committee. And in-house, we have in-house training. And then we celebrate each other. We want to celebrate the wins. We want to improve morale and strengthen the relationship in our office. And as you can see, our office has been 100%. We have nobody's left our office, so we obviously have good morale in our office. Future initiatives is to finalize, which was approved by the BOC. Like I said, this is going to be a living document, which is the local emergency operations plan. It's a living document, so it's going to be something we always will continue. We want to finalize the Flint River flood mitigation phase 1, which is the $1.8 million. And then we're going to start the phase 2, which is the $24 million. And then we're going to try our best to go after more millions of dollars for the southern part of Riverdale Road. And then initiate hazards mitigation plan rewrite. This is going to be a huge rewrite of every hazard that is within Clayton County that we can identify. And then once we have that plan, we could go after more funding for grants for flooding, for any hazards that deal with the critical infrastructure that you guys saw at the very beginning. All right, so our story. Again, we're still dealing with the hazards mitigation phase 1. Training, as mentioned earlier, we had 637 employees and citizens trained in Clayton County. That's huge. That's like a third of the workforce in Clayton County already. For Clayton County government. Plan and coordinate regional response effort with the Metro Atlanta area for FIFA. We completed that. We also have certified emergency preparedness training that we're also dealing with, and we got a $50,000 grant to deal with that, and another $27,500 to purchase equipment for CERT, which is the Community Emergency Response Team. Priorities for 2027 is addressing various flooding projects throughout Clayton County. Also obtain federal funding, which is all the grants that I spoke about earlier, and partnering with outside agencies to complete the FIFA to try to get some of the funding back that we use for sending our employees to FIFA. Thank you. Have a great day.
Good morning, Clayton County. This is our Clayton Performance Review. My name is Tyler McSwain, I'm the zoning administrator. I'm here with Mr. Robert Holtz, who's the planning administrator. We are the Clayton County Community and Economic Development Department here on the behalf of our director, Mr. Patrick Ejike. So, quick glimpse of our department and services offered. We specialize in administrating business license, commercial and residential building permits, planning and zoning services, economic development. So those are our prime items that we are responsible for. Moving over to our mission. Our division mission is to enhance the quality of life for residents, visitors, and businesses by engaging stakeholders, serving with transparency, integrity, and meeting community needs to access regional, global, and economic opportunities. Our day-to-day, we interpret and implement ordinances, codes to protect the public health, safety while guiding inclusive, well-planned development, redevelopment that supports economic prosperity now and for the future generations. Now we're going to talk about our metric of success. And specifically, these are specific goals that deals with building permits and trade permits. Our metric of success is measured by a promise. We have applications that are submitted and reviewed, and we have to get those out within 10 business days. So this slide that's being presented shows you those metrics of how we are done with comparison of Q3 to Q4. Q3, we had 120 building permits, and we were at 97.5%. And now, Q4, we had 96 with a 97.9 efficiency rating. Trade permits for Q3, 363 at 99.2%, and Q4, 297 at 100%. Now we're going to talk about licenses. For licenses for Q3, we had 2,429 at 98.8% for Q3, and Q4, we had 414 at 95.9%. The reason why those numbers are so different in terms of the size, because Q3 was the renewal season for business license. So that's the reason why that numbers for 2000 and Q4 is after the renewal license season, which was at 414. Alcohol license. For Q3, we had 26. We're at 100% efficiency there. And for Q4, we had 2, which remained at 100% efficiency as well. Now we're talking about job tracking creation and unemployment rates. So the job creation per Labor Department data showed that Q3 we're at 0.16%. Okay? For Q4, we're at 0.13. So small dip. Next, we're going to talk about the unemployment rate per the Labor Law Department. And for Q3, we're at 4.3%. And for Q4, 4.1. Next, I want to talk about the nurture a small business environment for economic opportunity. One of our objectives this year for economic development was to hold development bus tours. Quite simply, in Q3, we didn't have a bus tour, but we did have one in Q4. There were 4 attendees that were part of that bus tour, and there will soon be more announcements about any new bus tours that come about. Okay, so economic development has relied on communication efforts and collaboration. Part of that is our initiative to invest positive economic development marketing for Clayton County. For Q3, we had recordings produced. We had 5. For Q4, we had 13. And for social media, for Q3, we had 16. And for Q4, we had 35. So official press releases, we had none for Q3, and we had 5 for Q4.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about our top 4 priorities for operational plans and strategic alignment. We want to maintain efficiency in processing permits and licenses, our zoning code rewrite to align with our comprehensive plan, and our development economic incentives and marketing plans, and then our build out of our business incubator. Our challenges and proposed solutions. It's always hiring, expand job advertisement and push continuous online advertisement presence. We need to retain qualified individuals, and so we need to create progressive steps within our job titles for opportunities of advancement. And our budgetary constraints for training and development. We need to request staff training funds for fiscal year 2028. And then our succession planning and leadership development. Staff training and succession planning. New managers and staff go through employee and management courses through HR. We conduct in-house onboarding and departmental policies. And our planning and zoning team participated in ArcGIS urban training, and this allows us to create graphics for public presentations and for our elected officials. And then division and operation meetings. Division managers coordinate weekly and monthly meetings with staff to review items. And we also have standing operation meetings. And then leadership development. We provide opportunities for staff to represent the department at local and regional meetings to help them hone their leadership, communication, and professional skills. And hence, that's why we are here today. Culture and continuous improvement. Process improvement initiatives, so implementing an expedited process for permits and reviews. Our policies and procedures are updated and discussed with staff. Our monthly division meetings, staff is asked to send in items that they need to discuss or issues to resolve. And then our cross-departmental collaboration, incorporating staff from the different divisions in the process to ensure an efficient implementation. And then here are a few of our future initiatives. Continued communication between all divisions to meeting that 10 business day timeframe. Our small business incubator build out and programming. Our economic development incentives and marketing plan. And our zoning rewrite, which is a complete overhaul of the ordinance to modernize our text. And then our county-wide housing assessment strategic study. Our department story summary. Implementing impact fees begin in April 2026 and ensuring accuracy in the collection of those fees. And those fees go towards public infrastructure and capital projects. And the 2 recent impactful projects are the grand opening of our Forever Young aquaponics facility. It's a globally impactful project addressing urban food deserts by supplying fresh, short shelf life produce. And the project emphasizes water conservation, low energy use, and food sovereignty A cool feature about this is it produces 15,000 pounds of fresh produce and 1 ton of fresh fish weekly. And then the Peach State Truck Center, this is a business expansion project expected to generate approximately 70 new jobs with an average salary of $60,000, with accessible jobs that do not require college degrees, and this aligns with our local workforce needs. And this concludes our presentation for the Community and Economic Development Department. Thank you.
Good morning, Clayton County citizens. I'm Sherry Stanley, Deputy Director for the Clayton County Library System, and I will be presenting quarters 3 and 4 on behalf of our Director, Scott Parham. So our mission is to contribute to the citizens of our diverse community by offering a full range of library services that meet the informational, educational, leisure interests, fostering the love of reading in our youth and lifelong pursuit of knowledge for all. Some of our key functions are to access to resource, information and resource assistance, education and literacy programs, technology access and support, community engagement and outreach, recreational enrichment, support for workforce and economic development. Overall, our team consists of 12 leadership members. When we are fully staffed, we are at 90 staff members in 6 divisions. We have 2 branches in the Riverdale area, 1 branch in the Forest Park area, 1 branch in the Jonesboro area, 1 branch in the Lovejoy area, and the last branch is in the Morrow area. This is the organizational chart, and that reflects our staff members. And we will take a deeper focus as we go on throughout the presentation with this. The first strategic goal is to enrich community engagement through impactful programs and outreach events, increasing awareness of library programs through new card registration and website visits. This deals with the quality of life. The Clayton County Library System continues to experience strong community engagement and consistent usage during the second quarter. During quarter 3, we welcomed over 83,000 individuals into our branches, and we saw a significant increase in quarter 4 to 97,000. Our outreach efforts also continue to connect community members with our library resources and services. During quarter 3, over 4,200 individuals participated in outreach events. And then we saw a little decrease, but we still maintained participation at 3,800 for quarter 4. Library card registrations remain consistent throughout both quarters. So more than 2,000 individuals signed up and obtained library cards during quarter 3, 1,800 during quarter 4. The Clayton County Library System also maintains a strong digital presence during quarters 3 and 4. More than 300,000 individuals connected with our library social media platforms. And so we have Facebook, Instagram, Nextdoor, just to name a few, but we saw the most engagement on the Nextdoor, as well as we also utilizes the county's social media platforms. Strategic goal number 2, to enhance the skills and competencies of citizens to meet current and future needs by targeting training, resume assistance, and employment readiness. This deals with the quality of life. Over the second quarter, we remain strong. We believe in workforce development. And so during quarter 3, we hosted 3 job fairs with serving over 500 individuals. In quarter 4, we hosted 3 additional job fairs. We still had good good participation with over 350 individuals. Also, the library system offers job readiness courses. So as we are preparing for these job fairs, we are training how to create resumes, how to dress for success, also mock interviews, and so on. Also, with the Clayton County Library System, we are recruiting and retaining our own employees. During the third quarter, we hired 3 new employees, and during the fourth quarter, we hired 6 new employees. And so we are above target of that goal. Strategic goal number 3, to create a vibrant and knowledgeable community through partnerships with agencies that provide education, knowledge, and resources that may improve the quality of life. This deals with the quality of life and fiscal responsibilities. The Clayton County Library System continues to strengthen community partnerships during the second half, expanding our ability to connect residents with valuable resources through collaborations that patrons can gain access through health and wellness information, financial literacy classes, hygiene kits, food assistance, educational program, and other supportive services. And so we continue to serve the community, and then we are providing services beyond traditional library services. We now are considered almost a community hub. And so during quarter 3, the library system established 5 new partnerships. And during quarter 4, we accelerated and established 8 new partnerships. And let me give you a little breakdown of quarter 4. We renewed 2 partnerships. We renewed 2 partnerships. We were grant funded with 2 collaborations, and then 4 of the newly established partnerships we were able to take on. This is to help us to provide broader services for our citizens in order to fill those gaps. Strategic goal number 4, to provide equitable access to information and resources for educational, professional, and personal interests through various formats. This deals with our quality of life. The Clayton County Library System continues to expand workforce development through a program that we call Interplay. It provides hands-on career training for trade skills such as HVAC, plumbing, electrical, but it is done either through a computer-based simulation or a virtual reality program. And so participation was really good for this third and fourth quarter. We had 34 individuals participate in the cohort during the third quarter, and then 36. To date, this is pretty much the most individuals that we've had in one cohort. We maintain 233 programs, and so this program is really successful. Also, the Clayton County Library System continues to expand accessing digital resources, ebooks, online learning opportunities. So during quarter 3, more than 14,000 individuals utilize our streaming services, digital entertainment services, and then quarter 4, we saw an uptick in 28,000. Our ebook usage also remains strong, so more than 200,000 electronic book checkouts were recorded for quarters 3 and 4. Strategic goal number 5, to offer workshops and learning experiences from school-aged children to adults that enhance knowledge, skills, literacy. And this deals with our quality of life. This represents the programming across the Clayton County Library System. During the second half, the library offered a wide variety of programs that engage individuals of all ages. So during quarter 3, the library hosted 874 programs, serving more than 13,000 participants. And in quarter 4, we saw a significant increase to over 1,400 programs, reaching more than 25,000 participants. So the substantial increase in quarter 4 reflects the success of our summer reading program, which our numbers and higher participation engagement drove up across the system. Programs offered were adult services, youth services, and our STEM programs, our science, technology, engineering, and math programs, also financial and health literacy programs, were just to name a few. And so we are above target meeting that goal. Operational plans and strategic alignment. Some of our priorities are to expand community engagement programs. The impact of this is we want to increase participation in our library events, which will in turn drive up new card registrations and increase our digital footprint. This deals with our quality of life. Also, another priority is to provide equitable access to information, higher usage of library resources. We want to make sure that we can reduce that digital divide. Another priority is to offer learning experiences for school-age children to adults that enhance the knowledge and skills, and that impact will be to engage learners of all ages through workshops and experiences that improve literacy but also development in skills, and that deals with the quality of life as well. Some of our challenges and proposed solutions, we have, one challenge is staffing in critical positions. There's limited funding that has prevented the library system from filling critical vacancies and adding positions to meet the growing need. That impact is increased workloads, reduced operational capacities, and limited abilities to specialize services and patrons. One solution is we could reallocate funding to support critical vacant positions and also add additional positions such as a social worker. A lot of library systems to navigate different issues that we are facing because we are patron facing, the public comes in on a regular basis. They have a social worker that will be there on the spot to de-escalate and assist with issues as they arise. Another challenge is aging technology and the absence of a refresh schedule. And the impact is reduced efficiency, older outdated equipment, which potentially there are service disruptions, not only staff, but also on our patron side. So one corrective measure is to implement a refresh schedule so that we can replace our aging technology and have that on a schedule so that we can rely and maintain great service to our and efficiency to our patrons as well as staff. Another challenge is safety and security. Growing public use of library facilities. We are patron facing, so the impact is there is greater risk to staff and patrons. Also, the solution to that is training for staff, but also facility upgrades to include such as panic buttons, different features that would help with security measures just in case anything should arise. Budget growth to match expansion. The Clayton County demographics have increased while library facilities and service areas have remained relatively unchanged. So we need to expand staffing positions and support growth and retain new graduates entering our library systems from different schools. And so the impact of that to increase operational demands, staffing shortage, and challenges maintaining. One solution is to increase operational funding to align with the library system's expanded square footage, service expectation, and staffing needs. Succession planning and leadership. Succession planning is definitely a key component of the library system's commitment to developing future leaders. We have an annual staff development day that staff participate in to provide training, team building, and opportunities for staff to strengthen their leadership abilities and workplace competencies. Staff also participate in monthly professional development courses to include webinars, workshops, human resource training, and allowing them to earn continuing education hours while expanding their expertise in areas that align with their professional growth, but also their professional interests. Statewide and national conferences. This is where staff gain exposure to emerging trends, best practices, and innovative library services. So these conferences provide valuable networking opportunities, and then staff bring the different knowledge and information back to the library system to see if that is something that our community would benefit from. As you can see right here, this represents our succession hierarchy. This is our organizational chart, but on our leadership scale. And so this follows the chain of command. Our director, Scott Parham, serves as our executive-in-chief for our library system. In his absence, myself, the deputy director, assumes that responsibility. In both of our absence, we have our assistant director of our branch services, Kimberly Clayton, that will then be the person in charge. In all three of our absence, then our assistant director, Rebecca James, will serve as the person in charge. And she is our assistant director over our youth services. And when all four of us are out of the building, our assistant director of community engagement and outreach, Virginia Van Orzel, will serve. And so this organizational hierarchy ensures continuity and clear decision-making authority so that operations are uninterrupted if someone is absent. Culture and continuous improvement. It's very important that we need to have great communication, collaboration, and consistency. And so strengthening workplace culture is branch managers conduct one-on-one meetings to make sure that they have individualized support and feedback. The administrative team also hosts one-on-one meetings with leadership to make sure the expectations are clear and that we provide feedback. Continuous development for staff advancement. We train staff so that they can obtain promotions from within when a vacancy becomes available. Employment engagement. The Clayton County Library System promotes staff morale, collaboration, and excellency. In this past June 2026, the Board of Trustees hosted a staff recognition breakfast, wanting to recognize staff for all of the hard work that they do. Also, the Clayton County Library System will host a leadership retreat this fall with our Board of Trustees, our Friends of the Library, and our Clayton County Foundation to strengthen collaboration and align future priorities. Cross-training. Cross-training is definitely important, and it builds capacities to strengthen organization resilience and ensures essential functions, and there is continued efficiency even if someone is absent. Cross-department collaboration. The Clayton County Library System actively works with other county departments to stay informed and expand access to resources. Our director, Scott Parham, hosts also a Coffee with the Librarian monthly, featuring community leaders who share valuable services and resources to support and strengthen our community. Some of the future initiatives are interdepartmental collaboration of countywide events. This is actually happening right now. This is a partnership between the Library Services, Office of Youth Services, Senior Services, and Parks and Rec to provide quality programming to citizens. And so that is taking place right now. The outcome is to engage teamwork and community engagement as well. This deals with the professional growth and quality of life. Also, beautification for selected branches. We want to improve the aesthetics. We want it to be eye-appealing so that individuals want to come into our branches. This deals with our quality of life and communication and image. Facility renovations, interior, exterior, wanting to modernize our facilities as well as to attract the eye. So this deals with communication and image. Also, the renovation and expansion of our Riverdale branch library to increase capacity and services. And this is also looking at communication and image. Expanding library services through strategic partnerships. We can provide services because we partner with other community organizations that offer different services. So this helps us just to broaden the reach of what we can provide and offer citizens. This deals with professional growth and quality of life. The addition of new staffing levels, including a social worker on site. This enhances supportive services, and this deals with fiscal responsibility and quality of life. Technology equipment refresh schedule to reduce any risk of cyber exposure. This deals with fiscal responsibility and quality of life. Also, upgrade public network, computer network configurations to reduce the footprint of equipment and enhance performance and reliability. This deals with fiscal responsibility. The replacement of a Jonesboro branch. This will help us to increase capacity and services, quality of life, communication and image. And the addition of a Rex library. Increased capacity and services, quality of life, and communication and image. Also, fee-based services. Fee-based services allow the library system to generate revenue from specific services and to reinvest those funds directly into the community by supporting quality programming, resources, and services that will benefit our library patrons. And this deals with fiscal responsibilities. So our departmental story. The year 2026 marked a significant milestone for the Clayton County Library System as we focus on organizational growth, leadership development, and strategic planning for the future. Throughout the year, we strengthened our team by welcoming new leaders and staff members whose expertise, innovation, and dedication enhanced our ability to serve the community. The library system also celebrated notable achievements, including being awarded the Senator John Ossoff Congressional Direct Spending Grant in the amount of $300,000, titled Supporting Veteran Small Business and Entrepreneurs in Clayton County. In addition, the library system was selected to participate in the Urban Libraries Council Libraries and Local News Initiative, further strengthening our commitment to provide trusted information and foster civic engagement. And the library system also received the Pulitzer in the Road Award to empower and inspire traveling exhibit. And so these accomplishments reflect the Clayton County Library System's continued commitment to innovation, collaboration, and providing exceptional services that enrich our lives of our citizens. And I'm Sherry Stanley, Deputy Director for the Clayton County Library System, and that concludes my presentation for quarters 3 and 4. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Clayton County family. My name is Sierra Dunn. I serve as Administrator for the Clayton County Office of Youth Services, and I'm here today to present our quarter 3, quarter 4 updates for the office. Our mission is to offer and promote program service opportunities to youth of Clayton County designed to create positive learning experiences that will give rise to promising contributing members of our community. Our key function is to serve as a vessel of support for youth ages 14 to 24. And our key services is our CTAE program partnership with the Clayton County Public Schools as we bus those students over to our individual departments and expose them to different job opportunities. Our Clayton County Youth Commission, which serves as a junior board to our Board of Commissioners and speaking up for the youth and their peers within the county, as well as our action meeting where we meet with nonprofits here in Clayton County. And then last but not least, our cybersecurity and coding boot camp program, in which we've also added AI component to this session, which is a partnership with our IT department and Clayton State University. Our staff overview: myself, the administrator, Sierra Dunn, our program coordinator, Mr. Malcolm Johnson, our administrative secretary, Ms. Jessica Stanford, and program supervisor, part-time position, which is still vacant. Under the professional growth pillar, our goal is to create workforce development opportunities. During our KPI, we are measuring the number of students introduced to career pathways, and our goal is to introduce 380 students to those career pathways, going back to those CTAE opportunities we have with our Clayton County Public School scholars, as well as conferences we take our youth on. And so in FY25 quarter 3, we introduced 197 youth. However, in FY26 in quarter 3, we introduced 214 youth. In FY25 quarter 4, we introduced 43 youth. And in FY26 quarter 4, we introduced 139 youth. So for FY26, we have a total of 546 youth introduced to career pathways, which exceeded our goal. For fiscal responsibility, our overall goal is to identify funding sources, and we are measuring the amount of funding to attract each fiscal year with a goal of $52,000. In FY27, we secured $51,500, and in FY26, we were able to secure $63,133. Again, we have exceeded yet another goal. For our communication and image pillar, our goal is to function as a central point of information for all nonprofit agencies serving youth here in Clayton County. One of our programs is our ACTION program, which stands for Agencies Collaborating to Increase Opportunities for Youth Now. So with our ACTION meeting, we meet with our nonprofits to see what resources our other nonprofits and service providers are providing for youth here in the county, so we could collaborate together and reduce duplicate efforts. And so we are measuring the number of ACTION meetings per year, as well as the number of agencies attending each of our meetings. And so our goal is to host 2 ACTION meetings FY26, with having 10 agencies to attend per meeting. In FY25, we did meet that goal by having 1 meeting and 10 agencies. However, in FY26, our goal increased, so we did have those 2 meetings. For meeting 1, we did have 15 agencies, and meeting 2 for FY26, we had 20 agencies. So yet another goal that we have exceeded. The pillar for quality of life. Our goal is to provide programs and services to youth ages 14 to 24. So we are measuring the number of participants to serve and receive resources each fiscal year, as well as the number of programs and services offered. The overall goal is for 900 participants to be served here in Clayton County and receive resources every fiscal year. Looking back on FY25 quarter 3, we hosted 5 events with a total of 464 attendees attending our events. FY26 quarter 3, we had 8 events with attendees, 294. For FY25 quarter 4, we hosted 2 events with 30 attendees. However, in FY26, we hosted 2 events with 110 attendees. So for FY26, we had a total of 1,119 youth to attend our events, and yet another goal has been exceeded. Some of those events include Love and Identity Summit, which teaches teens about teen dating violence, a young adult career fair, a reading party, Policy Feud, adding a fun aspect to policy and civic engagement, as well as Mental Matters, teaching youth about mental health. Our operational plans and strategic alignment, the priority is to achieve full-time. The plan is to hire a part-time program supervisor, and those expected outcome and impact increase efficiency, improve program delivery, and enhance staff professional growth. For that strategic pillar alignment, it falls under professional growth and quality of life. For priority 2, we want to increase youth engagement and access to service, in which that will always be our priority, so that we can maintain our 10%, reaching 10% of Clayton County youth. The plan is to expand youth outreach efforts, strengthen partnership, as well as for the expected outcome and impact, greater youth participation in programs and service countywide. And our strategic pillar alignment is the quality of life. Our challenges and proposed solutions. It's insufficient staffing. We do have 1 full-time program coordinator. We do have 1 vacant part-time program supervisor. We have currently scheduled interviews to fill this position. So hopefully when I present our quarter 1 in Q2 updates that we will have this position filled and it will no longer be a challenge. However, the root cause is part-time positions are a little difficult to fill because most candidates seek full-time employment. The impact programs primarily serve youth ages 14 to 18, leaving our 19 to 24 underserved, because we do service youth ages 14 to 24, with primarily of our events being targeted towards high school students. It limits the progress towards serving 10% of Clayton County youth, which is approximately 4,800 youth here. The solution is to implement a youth service volunteer program to increase event and program support, reclassify the part-time program supervisor position to full-time, to improve recruitment and expand service capabilities and the status. We are still in the progress of creating our volunteer program and position reclassification. We're going to resubmit that plan for the part-time position to become full-time. Adjustments implemented is temporarily leveraging support and volunteers from other departments and partnering with them to meet program needs. So thank you all departments and service providers and nonprofits in Clayton County for the continued partnership. Succession planning and leadership development. For critical roles and successors, we currently cross-training staff and providing leadership development opportunities to ensure a continuity of operations and readiness to assume critical responsibilities when needed. As far as training and mentorship, we are supporting staff participation in our Human Resources Professional Development Certificate Program. Staff continue to engage in IT-led technical training courses and workshops to strengthen technical skills and support efficient operations, as well as implementing cross-training opportunities to strengthen team capacity and maintain operational continuity. Leadership development and practice. So we include staff and partnership meetings, external collaborations and planning meetings, engage staff in budgeting discussions and operation planning development, as well as provide hands-on leadership experience through shared decision making. As it relates to culture and continuous improvements, major accomplishments, we have exceeded all of our FY26 strategic goals, increased youth participation in program operations, as well as strengthen our partnerships with county departments, schools, nonprofits, and civic organizations. Strategic alignment is to expand leadership and civic engagement opportunities, increase workforce development and career readiness initiatives, as well as improved access to resources for youth ages 14 to 24. Continuous improvement, strengthen coordination among community partners, improve outreach and referral process, as well as leverage partnerships to maximize resources and reduce service gaps. And our FY27 priorities is to secure additional funding to offset program costs and continue collaborating with county departments and community partners to enhance service for youth ages 14 to 24. Our future initiatives. So we will have our Youth Commission swearing-in ceremony on August 18th here in the boardroom at 5 p.m. Our Clayton County Youth Commission has also created their schedule of events, starting with August 21st, their karaoke night, where they are welcoming all youth to attend to see what events, introduce themselves as formal youth commissioners, and just introduce the programs they have set forth in their vision for youth here in the county, as well as some mental health events, voter registration, partnership with our Faith in Blue basketball game, ACT and SAT, youth homelessness drive, collaborating with other civic groups for our youth town hall, which we are planning to host at November 7th, and our Literacy is Lit event, as well as Arts for Change and Healthy Eating and Policy Feud events. In addition, we have already outlined the dates in which we will be meeting with our nonprofits for this fiscal year, starting in October. We have also listed our coding and cybersecurity and AI bootcamp, in which we are in planning meetings now to see when we'll be hosting our next session. That also depends on funding, and then we are currently in the process of meeting with our different departments to finalize dates for our CTAE tours for our scholars to be bused over here to be exposed to how the county is ran, as well as job vacancies. And last but not least, our department story. So the Clayton County Office of Youth Services is all about putting the you in youth. Throughout this presentation, we have been telling our story, who we are, what we do, what initiatives our youth commissioners are planning for the new fiscal year, as well as items, events, and resources they have been receiving all year round. So here you see our youth commissioners attending the board meetings, hosting their business meetings. And you also see just a variety of youth doing team building. We have central services here at the top. So thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Good morning to our Clayton County valued citizens. And it's great to be with you this morning to share with you what your HR team has been up to. I would like to share our mission and vision statements. It has not changed since the last time. We want to be recognized as a data-driven, strategic, collaborative, trusted partner that is known for credibility, fairness, innovation, and so forth. I do have an update when it comes to our data analytics. Human resources, we have redirected one of our positions that is within human resources to focus solely on workforce analytics. We had asked for funding for that position, and of course we understand budgetary restrictions, so you work with what you have, and that is why we redirected that particular position. This will allow us to have a more robust vision on that function versus the patched approach that we currently have been using. We also want to be known as the best place in the world to work. Clayton County is indeed the best place in the world to work. We're ready to serve our employees and citizens. We have an employee population of over 3,000 employees. There are 5 divisions within the Department of Human Resources that are here to serve. This is an org chart. I know it may be a little hard to read, but the purpose of me showing this org chart is to let our citizens know that Human Resources is fully staffed, and the tenure of my staff, I think the tenure is about 5 years. I have one employee who has been here less than 5 years, but we really do enjoy a long tenure within the Human Resources Department. Our priorities have not really changed since the last reporting period. We want to increase public relations by participating and supporting the various events of the commissioners, the department heads, and so forth. We also want to make we have pledged, it's a pledge to our employees to continually improve the health benefits and wellness benefits that we offer. We understand that by doing that, it increases our retention, it reduces cost. It's just something that we are focused on, continuous improvement when it comes to health benefits as well as the wellness programs that we offer. I want to draw your attention to the one in the center about our professional development program. Human Resources Officer Ryan Shaw, I want to give it up to him. At Tuesday's work session, Ryan presented a dynamic, nothing less than a dynamic presentation to the Board of Commissioners to highlight the importance and to highlight what we're doing in-house when it comes to professional development. That program is focused on reducing cost, ensuring compliance, preparing our future leaders, as well as improving the culture of Clayton County. As Ryan said, we cannot expect leaders to do their job if we have not taught them how to do it. And there is a big difference in being a technical person, support person, versus someone who is stepping in a leadership role. The game changes when you step in a leadership role. Our challenges and proposed solution, look, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, But people continue to be the things, the main issue that I have. I want to do more. And it's difficult to do more when you don't have the people to do more. Human resources, we serve the entire county when it comes to human resources management. Our employees have said to us, we want to see you. If I had more people visiting our departments and providing support, that would be one of the things that we would definitely do. Also, educating our stakeholders about what we do. Most people simply, they do not know what human resources does. When I first walked into the human resources department serving on that front desk, I had no idea. Let me share with you what our industry leaders said at our national conference. They said 10% of the organization loves human resources. I hope that's y'all out there. 60% tolerate us because they have to. 30% said that we add no value to the organization, and that's because they don't know us. Let me give you an example, citizens. Employee lawsuits stem from a lot of stuff that human resources that we are responsible for. For example, if an employee files a lawsuit alleging that we violated their FMLA rights, guess what? If human resources has not done what we were supposed to do on the front end, that's going to make it very difficult for our chief legal advisor staff to formulate a defense. We have to give them something in which to defend. Most people don't see HR from that perspective. But a lot of people, they do not know what we do, so educating stakeholders about who we are and what we do is important, because that's the way we build support. Succession planning is simply about actively preparing future leaders. My strategy within the HR department is ongoing, it's intentional, it's structured, and it's strategic. One of the best ways to do that is you put the people right there in the middle of the environment, in the middle of the, just in the middle of the environment. I want my leaders to know who the Board of Commissioners are, who the COO is, who Chris is as our deputy COO. I want them to feel comfortable. That's why every meeting that we come to, they are there. They're back in executive session with me when we're talking to the commissioners. I want a multi-dimensional approach so that all my leaders will be able to support each other. Targeted roles for my succession planning is all human resources leadership. But as the HR director, I can't leave it at that, because we do need a uniform succession planning across the county. And that is something that I do need to talk to leadership about, my leadership about, is getting that established. It's not just for me, for the Human Resources Department, but as the director, I am fully aware that we need that across the county. Culture and continuous improvement. Human resources, we are the cultivators of the culture for Clayton County. Not just for the HR department, we are the cultivators of the culture for the county. We have a focus on wellness, family. Our employees are not Clayton County employees. They are the Clayton County family. That's who we are. Teamwork, trust, positive work environments. Some of the things that Human Resources has done is we recently had a cookout on the lawn, and we do invite our citizens to attend these different events. When you are made aware of them, you are more than welcome to attend. But we recently had a cookout on the lawn where we celebrated men's health. We just finished a Jet Dental initiative where we offered our employees free teeth cleaning as well as comprehensive examinations. We're gearing up for our 2026 Employee Gratitude Day, and I cannot wait to report back to you on how that went. Last year, we had over 1,000 employees and their family to attend that event, and I can tell you, citizens, it is not a rinky-dinky event. It's first class for our citizens. As I said earlier, continuous improvement in our medical benefits, health and wellness. In 2027, our employees will be offered additional benefits than we currently have. And let me tell you about our 2026 stage survey. We just completed that. We had 1,043 employees to participate. One of the things on the survey, the question asked, if you could have a conversation with your COO, what questions would you ask? And boy, we got responses. So the COO and I, we discussed it, and we're going to do a podcast so Dietrich can actually answer some of those employees' questions. Our state survey is designed to keep our employees here. We want to know what you're thinking, what your experiences are now, before it comes to the point where you want to leave us. And I can tell you, people is everything. We can do nothing without our employees. Think about it, nothing. If every Clayton County employee walked away today, we could not serve our citizens. So keeping them here is of utmost importance. Our future initiatives, we have several, but I'll just share these with you. We are working with IT to develop an automated workers' compensation platform. There's a lot of compliance when it comes to workers' compensation, a lot of dollars when it comes to workers' compensation. We want to throw away the outdated manual process that we're currently using so that we can come up with the times with that. We're also implementing a new benefits enrollment platform. Our employees will see that introduced. I think it's up and running in October. That benefit platform is going to allow us to do a lot more from a benefits administration perspective than we're currently doing. We're on the verge of history here at Clayton County. HR, we like making histories from installing our vending machines, wellness vending machines for our employees free of charge, to our historic rewriting of the civil service rules. For the citizens, our civil service rules, that's the legal playbook of our human resources management. And making sure that those rules are modern, that they are fair across the board, that they're easy to understand. That's important when you're enforcing the rules. We also have just finished up, I would say at about 98% complete, a compensation philosophy that we will be presenting to the Board of Commissioners for adoption. That philosophy focus on our pay practices, our compensation practices here at Clayton County, how we go about making those compensation decisions. That will be presented to the Board of Commissioners at the October work session. And I want to shout out to our ACCG intern because she was critical in helping us develop our classification plan as well as drafting this compensation philosophy. Our department summary, human resources, we are proud, absolutely proud to serve our citizens as well as our employees. And I am proud to say that I am a 27-year employee of Clayton County. We are committed to helping to foster a culture of wellness, family, teamwork, trust, positivity. And you notice I said helping because it takes all of us working together to get this done. Human resources, once again, we are the cultivators of the culture. Every single thing that we do is focused on making a better environment for our employees. And I've always offered the citizens the opportunity, give me a call, stop by. I am on the second floor of the old courthouse building, and I welcome you to stop by anytime because I work for you. Thank you.
Well, we like to thank our citizens, those that are present, as well as those that have tuned in online to spend the last 2 days with us as we go through our CPRs, affectionately known as our Clayton Performance Reviews. Again, we want to continuously emphasize that this is an opportunity to do a deeper dive in our respective departments. There's a saying that if you don't measure it, it doesn't get done. We try to provide a metric from our respective departments, so therefore it provides an alignment, not just how we spend taxpayers' money, but also that there's an alignment with our Board of Commissioners' policies and procedures, so ultimately the citizens have a roadmap. Again, we thank you for your time. We ask that, again, if you have any questions or you'd like to have a deeper dive with the respective leadership, we ask that, one, you submit your questions. That question, again, or the email is cprquestions@claytoncountyga.gov. Again, cprquestions@claytoncountyga.gov. And again, our mantra and our tagline speaks highly about our dedicated employees and our leadership about how they go forth and bring forth the work for Clayton County. And our Clayton County mantra simply is, where the world lands and opportunities take off. Thank you and God bless.